My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. And today I am doing a video that has been highly requested. We are ranking all of my Dior Quints. So these are all of the ones with the new formula that I've picked up. I don't have all of them, but I do have quite a few of them. So we're going to rank all of those. And I wanted to do something special because I also have a giveaway that I have planned. So details on how to enter that will be at the end of the video, but I do have quite a few giveaways coming up in the future as well. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please be sure to hit the subscribe button right down below and hit the notification bell as well. So the giveaway this time is going to have 2 winners, and it's going to be open to US and Canada. And I am hoping to be able to do some more international giveaways in the future, but with shipping changing so much and everything right now, I just wanted to stick with US and Canada because I know they should be able to get there safely. Now, before we begin with the ranking, let me just share that out of all of the Dior Quints I have, I absolutely love all of them. So even my last one on the list doesn't mean I don't like it. I still like all of the ones that I have. I still want to pick up Grand Ball. I don't have that one yet, but I really chose the ones that I was the most interested in. And so I don't have all of the Quints, but I have a lot. So let's get started with the last one on my list. So number 12, we have number 549 Golden Snow. And this Quint was part of the holiday collection. And I actually really love this color story, but the holiday collection itself, these with the really beautiful imprinting and so forth, they have fewer grams in them. So these palettes are 4 grams, and then the regular ones are, I believe, 7 grams. Yes, 7 grams. So because of that difference, that already kind of loses a few points there. But the big reason that this one is last on my list is simply because it is very similar to the Jungle Quint, which I do have further on in my list. So because it is already so similar, I didn't feel like it was necessary to make this a limited edition holiday palette, but I really love the color stories, and it's beautiful. All of these shimmers, everything performs well. It's a really pretty quint. Number 11, we have Dior number 599, New Look. And again, this is another one that I really like, and I think for somebody with deeper skin tones than I have, this would probably be like the fantastic everyday palette. And for me, it's just a little bit too dark for me to wear, like as a neutral everyday look. I can, but for the most part, you can see these are much darker shades, and it's really great for a brown smoky eye. It's just that I feel very luxe wearing it, and it's not one that I use quite as often as some of the others. So I really do love this one a lot. And I think with people who have like medium skin tone and so forth, this palette would be stunning. And number 10, we have number 159, Plum Tulle. I really like this Quint as well. I love this purple shade here in the middle. It's one that I use a lot, but I don't know, it's not my favorite purple tones. It's kind of more of that like reddish violet, the more reddish purple tones. I prefer bluer base, but I really love the Quint, and the color story works really well. And I think it combines very well with some of the other palettes as well. And next up, we have 089 Black Knight. And I really do like this Quint a lot, particularly this middle shade here, which doesn't swatch as well, in my opinion, as how it actually looks on the eyes. On the eyes, you have this really beautiful burgundy satin. When you swatch it, you see a little bit more of the black base, but when you actually put that on the eyes, it's beautiful. It's a breathtaking shade. And in my opinion, that's the best shade in this quint. I really love it. Now, overall, this quint is very dark. You can do a light look with it. I have some videos with that up already. This silver shade is very nice. I like it. I like how, you know, when you see the reflection, like it's a bright silver, but you can still kind of see some depth to it, some deepness to it. It's not just a bright, shiny silver. And I really like that. But I think these two shades in the quint are what make it. And the rest of them are really just more a little bit ordinary. So this would rank higher because of those two shades. If again, it weren't for the actual size of this being a little bit less than the regular palettes. And number 8, we have number 529 Wild Brown. And this is one of the new spring quints. I think it is a really beautiful everyday kind of palette, but because of this burgundy shade here, you can really, sorry, I smeared that. You can kind of punch it up and you can get something a little bit more unique. And this shade here, it's really more, it's not really a burgundy. I'd say it's more of like a rusty red, and just everything pairs together beautifully. So I really like this white shimmery shade. It's not really a true topper shade. It's more of a shimmer. And I think actually the two beige shades, beautiful. This one here in the middle has a gorgeous satin finish to it. I think overall it's a really beautiful quint. And number 7, we have number 639 Blooming Bouquet. And this is one of the other spring quints from Dior. This one is very soft and light, and I really love this color story. I love the way that these shades work on me. I love how you've got kind of like a more of a neutral / cool pink, and then you've got this beautiful lavender. You've got more of this like, it's more of a brownish taupey shade and so forth. Everything here is beautiful. I absolutely love it. It's a great palette for me for every day. It's not super pigmented compared to some of the other palettes, which I personally, you know, I like having a palette like that mixed in, as long as that's not how all of the palettes are. And I think Dior has done such a fabulous job curating all of these color stories and the palettes, and just the way they've arranged the shades in general. You know, you have a mix of mattes and satins and shimmers and toppers and so forth in all of these quints. So I think this one is a great addition to it. But because it is like kind of a light springy look, it's not one that I will use as frequently as some of the others that I consider more like year-round every day. And for number 6, we have number 279 Denim. And I really love the colors in here, particularly this like greenish shade here. So I keep getting a little bit of the bottom shade, so I'm going to try not to swatch that part into that. These are the top 3. So here is Denim, and I have to say that this quint makes me think of mermaids. I mean, when I look at this color story, I think of mermaid tails and shimmering water. I love the blue in here, this bright blue. I love more of these teal green shades. I think having this like beigey gold shade in here makes it a little bit more wearable. And then of course you've got this deep navy as well. So I love the color story. I love the quint. It's just one that I use for, you know, it's a certain look. So to go with blue eyeshadow. So that's why it's number 6 on my quint. It's one of my favorites, but not one that I can use every day. And number 5 is one that I just recently reviewed. This is number 79 Black Bow. And if you haven't caught this video yet, it's with the so get ready with me with a bunch of new Dior products. I've worn this quint a few times now, and I really love this color story. And I have to say that when I first considered getting this, I was thinking it was just gonna be like a regular, you know, smoky eye palette, but it's not. It's so unique because you've got this beautiful mauve shade. You have more of this bluish gray silver here that's very opaque. This one down here is like a dark gray with sparkle, but you can see it's really more of like a matte shimmer shade. And then you've got the matte black in here that kind of helps add depth. You've got the shimmery white. So you can definitely get a really nice dark smoky eye from this. You can get a sparkling smoky eye, but you can also get much lighter looks. And I really think this mauve shade here is just, it's perfect. Now, I feel like this quint is kind of like a better version of the Black Knight. It's a little bit softer in color, or is it Dark Knight? But it's a little bit softer in color overall, but it still has kind of a similar color story going with some smoky eyes and something a little bit, I mean, this is mauve instead of burgundy, but you know, you've got kind of a similar color story, but I feel like this one works a little bit better for every day, or, you know, like a soft glam versus more of that deeper smoky eye look. And again, you can obviously get a deep smoky eye with these shades. It's just that the Dark Knight palette, it's obviously a lot deeper overall. So this is much easier to get something light and, you know, a little bit brighter on the eyes than it is with the other palette. Okay, we're in the top 4 now. All right, and number 4 might surprise some of you, but it's number 579, Jungle. And this quint is gorgeous. And if you are somebody who's watched my channel for a while, you know that I really love green eyeshadows. This is the greenest quint that they've come out with so far. And the reason this is 4 and not higher is simply because I want more greens in this. So we have more of like, this is kind of like a golden olive green. And then this is like a really deep, dark forest green, but these other shades aren't green. So it's like a greenish palette, but not a green palette. If they had something more like denim with different greens, like mints and things like that, you know, I would absolutely love that. That being said, this is a fantastic palette. You can get a really nice everyday neutral look with it. You can get gold looks with it. You can get beautiful green looks with it. It's very versatile and it blends so well with other color stories that are already out in some of the other quints. So it's definitely one of my favorites. All right, so we are now moving into the top 3. And I have to say that doing this ranking, the top 3 were really easy for me. I knew my top 3 before I started trying to figure out where to put everything. It was 4 through 12 that was so hard to figure out exactly what to go where. And I have to say for that process, you know, I did all of the normal things. I had everything open. I re-swatched everything. I tried everything on again. You know, I went back, I watched my videos and so forth. So those are all of the things that you kind of have to do with a ranking video to figure out what goes where. And sometimes it's still really hard to figure it out. So 4 through 12 was very challenging. 1 through 3, however, I had my favorites already set in my head. I knew exactly what it was. And if you are somebody who has watched my channel a bit, you probably have already guessed what my top 3 are. But let's see if you have figured out the order. Number 3 is number 849, Pink Sakura. And this was the first spring palette that was released this year from Dior. And I really think that this should be a permanent quint. It is such a beautiful, beautiful palette. And I don't really like pink eyeshadow palettes. So for pink eyeshadow, they have to be cool tone to look good on me because the warmer tone ones just make me look like sick or tired. And so I need something more cooler tone like this first shade here, which has a touch of lavender in it. And even though we've got some warmer tones and some cooler tones mixed in the quint overall, because we have cool, neutral, and warm tones all mixed together, this is a very successful pink eye look for me. Today, I actually have a mix on my eyes with the soft cashmere quint and the pink sakura. And again, I think it just pairs so beautifully with other color stories. And I love the finishes on here. I think they just did a really nice job curating this color story and picking shades that, You know, it's so easy to just do like a duo of colors from these and so forth. I mean, that's true of all of the Dior Quints, but I feel like this particular palette kind of filled a hole that was missing in the Dior Quint color stories. They do have another pink Dior Quint called like Pink Coral. It's like brighter pinks. I don't have that one. I don't think it would look the best on my coloring, but I've seen it on other people and it is a stunning quint. But this is what I think was missing because it has more of those cooler tones with that like lavender pink in there. It's just so beautiful. Okay, are you ready for number 2? So we have 2 quints left. I'm gonna let you guys guess what is number 2. We have soft cashmere and tutu left. So take a second and think about which one you think is number 2. Did you get it right? So we have 669 soft cashmere. And I love this quint because for me, it is the perfect everyday nude shades or, you know, brown shades. And it is deep enough that I can do more of a soft brown smoky eye with it, but yet it is light enough that I can wear it every day without having a heavy eye look. We have a mix of warm and cool tones in here. You've got this topper shade here. This shade, I mean, this first shade, can you see how when the light hits it, you kind of have like these warm shades underneath. So you get like a glint of that, like right up here at the top, you can see like some warm brown, but then there's this like cool taupey brown on top of it. So you kind of get like a mix of warm and cool tones just in this one shade. Then we have this really light topper shade. This beautiful middle shade, you know, is a little bit warmer. We've got a cooler tone here. This one's pretty neutral. There's a little bit of warmth in it, so I would say it leans a little bit warmer, but it's still neutral. And again, they hit everything on the spectrum there. This quint has to be one of my favorites because I can pair this with any quint that we have looked at here and come up with a beautiful look. It's the most versatile quint, in my opinion, out of all of the ones that I have for my coloring. And I do think, you know, for everybody's gonna have a different one, you know, that they choose as their most versatile quint. But for me, it's this one. Now, by process of elimination, we have 769 Tutu as my number 1 quint. And I can tell you that this shade here is the reason. Now, just like soft cashmere, this quint has a wonderful mix of both warm and cool tones to suit anybody. We have kind of these like mauve reddish tones. We also have more blue-based purples. And again, we've got lighter and deeper shades. So you can come up with a variety of looks. I particularly really love pairing tutu and soft cashmere together. I think pairing like this shade with this blue wisteria shade here is a stunning combo, and it's one of my favorites. I actually do that one quite a lot. When I am not filming, these two are like my 2 go-to Dior palettes. So let's look here at Tutu. You have this, well, both this one and the middle shade here kind of have mauve tones to it, but you can see that the first satin shade here is going to be lighter and softer in color. It's a really beautiful shade, and it gives you this really beautiful satin sheen on your lid if you use it all over. And it's a little bit warmer in tone. So, you know, it's still pretty close to neutral. So I think it's going to work for most people. But even if it doesn't, you have cooler tones here you can mix in with it to make it work and get a beautiful look. Topper shade is nice, and you can see that even though we have quite a few toppers in the Dior Quints, they're all a little different. So you can see that this one's going to be peachier than the one in the soft cashmere. This middle shade here is one that I didn't think I would use very much because it's not really a color I like to use on my own or on its own a lot. However, it's great for the outer corner, and then I love to go over it with either, you know, something like this blue wisteria shade or this topper shade to kind of change the tone of it just a little bit, but I'm getting the depth from there. And, you know, it's just, it works really well. So I've actually used that one quite a bit. And I love this dark purple here. And you can see that this one has cooler undertones to it compared to the Plum Tulle. The Plum Tulle is like a redder base version. This one's a bluer base version. So I really love it. Again, pairing just these two together for an eye look is stunning. And this whole quint, it's just it is my favorite Dior quint. It's one of my favorite quints overall in my entire collection. I really think that Dior has done such a stunning job with all of their color stories. And one of the things that I really appreciate about all of the quints is the attention to detail. They've made sure to provide a range of undertones in each quint, as well as a range of textures and finishes. And I think that's one of the things that makes it so hard to choose between these quints, because even if you don't, necessarily gravitate towards all 5 of the shades, you're going to gravitate towards something, and it's probably going to be something that you absolutely, absolutely love. So it makes it really challenging to kind of rank these and to not get them all. So I feel like I've done a pretty good job not purchasing all of the quints, but they're just absolutely beautiful. Now let's go ahead and move on to information about the giveaway. We are re-recording the giveaway portion because unfortunately I used the wrong date. So I wanted to do this giveaway because I know that the Dior limited edition quints, they are in short supply. And we saw how quickly Pink Sakura came and went. It was only available on the Dior website. Not everybody had access. And, it was challenging to get. It's a great quint. So I didn't want everybody to miss out on Wild Brown and Blooming Bouquet. And unfortunately, with how everything is with shipping and everything right now, we're going to leave this to the US and Canada. But I do have many more giveaways planned for the future. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so you'll be aware of when things are happening. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a random winner drawn on Monday, March 8th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So what you need to do then is, if you're in the US or Canada, please leave a comment down below in the comment box. And I need you to tell me what your favorite Dior quint is, or your favorite Dior color story. Whether you have one or not, everybody has one that they are most attracted to at least. So let me know your favorite, and please also leave me a way to contact you. So either an email address or an Instagram handle so I can contact you if you are the winner. And double check the spelling on everything so that if you are the winner, you don't miss out just because there is a typo. So I know the phones, at least my phone, the autocorrect is insane. So just make sure that whatever you enter is spelled correctly so that I can contact you. So then on Monday, March 8th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, I will use the random comment picker, which is what it's called. And I will select the first winner. I will contact them. They will have their choice of Blooming Bouquet or Wild Brown. They have 24 hours to respond with the palette of their choice and their shipping information so that I can send that out. And then I will use the random comment picker again to select the second person. And they will have the option of choosing the remaining palette. If for some reason they don't want that, we will move on to the next person. Each person selected has 24 hours from the time of contact in order to respond to me. So again, please be sure to leave email or Instagram handle so that I can reach you. Now, I hope we're keeping this, pretty simple. And I hope this brings some joy to somebody, even whether you win or not. Sometimes a lot of the joy is just in the anticipation and the possibility of winning, in my opinion. But I think these are 2 really great palettes. I wish that I had picked up an extra Pink Sakura so that I was able to share the joy with that one. So I wanted to make sure to grab these. Now, unfortunately, when they shipped these palettes, it came in one of the regular white Dior boxes, a smaller one. Actually, they just jammed everything in a smaller box this time. So unfortunately, I won't be sending one of the pretty cherry blossom boxes. So just so you know, you won't be getting a pretty box with it. But I do hope that the palette brightens somebody's day. And thank you so much for tuning in. So again, thank you so much to all of you who have been so supportive. Well, everybody watching, you have all been so incredibly supportive of my channel, and I definitely want to share some of this joy. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, especially if you are interested in seeing more on the future giveaways. And I will see you very soon. So have a great day. Stay safe and healthy. And one more note, the mascara ranking has taken me a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it will be up next Monday. So stay tuned. I added a few more mascaras, and that's part of the reason it's taking a little bit longer. So don't forget to tune in to next week's Makeup Monday episode as well. And I will see you very soon. Have a great day and stay safe and healthy.